So this is about Keir Starmer, whom we have been describing accurately as the political martyr of the Labour Party. Now, it has been reported in the Sunday Times, which is being quickly followed by some others in Fleet Street, including this piece from a month ago in the Irish website corklive.ie, which reads, Morgan McSweeney, a son of New Street accountant Tim and wife Carmel, is now the director of campaigns for the British Labour Party and is regarded by most political watchers of the UK political scene as a key operator in Keir's backroom team. But that is a month ago. Today's Sunday Times piece is, of course, an updater. An updater refers and focuses on the lies that Morgan McSweeney was involved in perpetrating, with the knowledge, of course, of the evilness personified Keir Starmer. As the Daily Telegraph has taken, the Telegraph is saying the Telegraph is running a picture that is very typical of the evilness. The McSweeney looks real in that picture, which is updated at 6:10 p.m. British Standard Time. What an irony! The name of the byline, Dominic Penna, political correspondent, 12th of November 2023, and the heading is Labour Group. That reference to group is actually reference to Labour Together. Labour Group, once run by Starmer's right-hand man, fined for failing to declare donations. Morgan McSweeney, Labour Party's current campaigns director, was director of Labour Together think tank between 2017 and 2020. And this Telegraph piece is interrupted by the paywall. So you can't read that rest of that piece. And the Times, which is running the Sunday Times piece as well, has got a piece, The Secretive Guru Who Plotted Keir Starmer's Path to Power with Undeclared Cash. Morgan McSweeney, 46, spent much of Jeremy Corbyn's reign researching how moderates might regain control, how they would overthrow Jeremy Corbyn, that is, control of the Labour Party and turn it into a party of government. But McSweeney failed to declare donations that paid for that plot. Is Corbyn. Keir Starmer's chief aide ran a secretive group which played a key role in the Labour leader's election. Morgan McSweeney failed to declare £730,000, that's £730,000 in donations to Labour Together, donations made by millionaire venture capitalists and businessmen between 2013 and 2020, and misreported and underreported other payments. In a January 2018 meeting in Westminster, McSweeney assured senior members of parliament that donations were being disclosed as required by law. This was not the case. He lied. Well, he lied is a phrase that I have added. In 2021, the Electoral Commission launched an investigation into Labour Together's lawyers blamed human error and did not mention McSweeney. The group was found guilty of more than 20 separate breaches of the law, and was told it had not given a reasonable excuse. McSweeney was never publicly linked to this scandal and is now in charge of Labour's preparations for the general election. Now, this is the Sunday Times' language. During the dog days of Jeremy Corbyn's leadership, a little known figure within Westminster approached Keir Starmer, then shadow Brexit secretary, with a proposal. And it quotes, "When this is over, we need to rebuild the party. I think you might be the man to do it." The conversation in the summer of 2019 is said to have gone. The proposer was Morgan McSweeney, who ran a secretive group called Labour Together. McSweeney had spent much of Corbyn's reign conducting research on how to regain control of the party for the moderates, and he in his eyes, turned it into a party of government. Given the factionalism of the Corbyn era, Labour Together operated under the radar, supported by moderates such as Rachel Reeves. Aha, Rachel Reeves, indeed. Aha, and West, two of the right wing nasties and fellow crooks of Keir Starmer. For several years, it did not even have a Twitter account or website. It conducted clandestine research and polling on Labour's 500,000 members, which might one day be useful to a moderate leadership candidate. For McSweeney, that person increasingly appeared to be Starmer, who already had a high profile among the party's grassroots. What followed was one of the most successful political alliances in recent party history. In the leadership contest after Corbyn's 2019 general election defeat, Starmer appointed McSweeney his campaign manager. Today, Starmer 61 is consistently ahead in the polls and appears destined for Downing Street. McSweeney 46 is in charge of the Labour Party's general election campaign and remains his closest advisor. Labour Together has emerged from the shadows as the party's policy shop, generating the ideas to populate the next manifesto. There is also a parallel story. McSweeney failed to declare the hundreds of thousands of pounds in donations he used to pull off his mission. The money provided by millionaire venture capitalists and businessmen between 2017 and 2020 amounted to £730,000. He understated and misreported other payments. For much of this period, Labour Together's website claimed its donations were reported to the Electoral Commission as required by law. In January 2019, the group held a meeting in Parliament where MPs asked McSweeney if donations were being declared fully and promptly. He said they were. This was not the case. When the Electoral Commission launched an investigation in 2021, McSweeney was working for Starmer. His name did not appear in Labour Together's response to the watchdog. Starmer blamed the failings on an admin error. The regulator said the group had not provided a reasonable excuse, found more than 20 offences under electoral law, and issued a fine. McSweeney was never linked to the fines. By then, money at a scale rarely seen in Labour politics had already changed the party's future, setting Starmer on the path to Downing Street, up and running. Labour Together was set up as a company in June 2015, weeks after Ed Miliband resigned as party leader after losing the general election to David Cameron. Its founder was John Clarke, an Irish citizen, married to an influential moderate councillor in Islington, North London. Clarke had previously served as director of Blue Labour, a group that advocated a blend of left wing economics and social conservatism as the party's path back to power. Less than a year after setting up Labour Together, Clarke resigned, giving way to three MPs who had served on Miliband's front bench. The first was John Cruddas, a central Blue Labour figure. He had fought the British National Party in his Dagenham constituency and believed Labour had to become the party of the ordinary patriotic people, not metropolitan Britain. What Cruddas was doing was saying that Labour Party had to become like National Front, racist. Cruddas was joined by Lisa Nandi, the Wigan MP, and Steve Reid, who before becoming Croydon North Member of Parliament led Lambeth Council, transforming it from a Trotskyite redoubt of the loony left into an award-winning borough with a strong emphasis on public services. Fuck off. That's a lot of lies. More passionate about the staff of local government, bin collections, housing, potholes, etc., than economic ideology or foreign policy. The three were united in their desire to reconnect the party with workers working Britain. Fuck off. Their mission appeared even more critical after the shock of September 2015 when Corbyn was elected party leader by 250,000 people, many of them trade union members or registered supporters who paid £3,000 to regain a vote. Inside Labour Together, Martin Taylor, Clive Hollick, Sean Wordsworth, Trevor Chin, Paul Miners. These are the founders of Labour Together. And then among the supporters are all of them in Starmer's shadow cabinet. Shabana Mahmood, Bridget Phillipson, Lucy Powell, Wes Streeting, Steve Reid, Rachel Reeves, Lisa Nandi. And there is a whole list of how funding was secured from dodgy sources. In December 2017, McSweeney stopped reporting donations to the watchdog. That month, Taylor gave his biggest sum to date, the first of several lots of £50,000. Chin made the first of several lots of £12,500. Labour together was starting to raise money on a scale and at a speed rarely seen in British politics. Yet to an outsider, it would have seemed donors whose money had previously always appeared on the Electoral Commission's database had stopped giving. The omissions were not a one off. In early 2018, more wealthy businessmen started opening their wallets. Many had given to Smith's leadership challenge to Corbyn the previous year. Miners, a city grandee and former minister under Gordon Brown, made a donation of £25,000. Hollick, a Labour supporting banking and media tycoon, Simon Tuttle, a private equity executive involved with the campaign group Hope Not Hate, and Sean Wordsworth, owner of a communications firm, all gave £10,000 each. Richard Greer, another donor to Miliband, gave the same. According to a source, Shabana Mahmood, the Birmingham Ladywood MP, now Shadow Justice Secretary, asked if donors had been forewarned they might face questions. McSweeney had. Another MP asked if donations were being declared as required by law. In the words of a source, the MP wanted to check if the group was up to date and in line with its obligations. McSweeney assured them that donations were being declared. In fact, the only money he reported over 2 years was £12,000 from Chin in August 2018, months after Labour together stopped reporting funds. Neither McSweeney nor Labour together will explain this anomaly. In total, McSweeney failed to report more than £700,000 in funds. That easily exceeds the amount which Unite, the biggest single donor to MPs, gave to Labour parliamentarians between the last general election and this year. Yet Labour Together's project to recapture the party from the left remained under the radar. Sources say McSweeney and Starmer started speaking over the summer of 2019 when Labour remained split over the issue of Brexit. Starmer had only been in Parliament since 2015, the results of gentle encouragement by Miliband, when leader, and a well oiled campaign to install the former DPP as candidate for Holborn and St Pancras, a London safe seat. Despite resigning as a shadow immigration minister during Owen Smith's leadership challenge against Corbyn in 2015, Starmer returned to the shadow weeks later and was rewarded with a promotion. He became shadow Brexit secretary. McSweeney and Starmer initial conversations were informal. The pair agreed that when the time was right, they might work together. McSweeney had the research and the ideas, he also had the money. Labour together banked £45,000 after his arrival in 2017, £190,000 in 2018, and £295,992 in 2019. The opportunity came in December 2019 when Corbyn led Labour to its worst defeat in almost a century. Now that McSweeney had left, the Labour Together continued to operate as a kind of Starmerite think tank, generating the ideas that would re-energize the centre ground and in due course promote the basis for a Labour manifesto. Its administrator was now Hannah O'Rourke, a former advisor to Miliband's Shadow Education Secretary Tristram Hunt. In late 2020, she realized that for a period of almost 3 years, Labour Together had not disbursed hundreds of thousands of pounds to the Electoral Commission. In December that year, she filed a series of late donation reports, with one sum as long as 1,292 days beyond the 30-day limit. Dozens of donations, including over £730,000 when McSweeney was in charge, had never been disclosed at all. She could not provide any explanation. It's a long piece in the Sunday Times. And it ends with the note as follows: This investigation is drawn from interviews, analysis of public filings, and leaked documents. The Electoral Commission documents were made available by Paul Holden, an investigative journalist whose book Keir Starmer, Labour Together, and the Crisis of British Democracy is published next year and is the basis of a series of forthcoming articles published by US journalist Matt Taibbi. Matt Taibbi. Fucking crooks. Fucking crooks. We're looking for, this is a live broadcast, so we are checking on the behavior of the Guardian over the McSweeney revelations as contained in the Sunday Times' investigation piece published on the 12th of November. We are checking on the Guardian's behavior. How did the Guardian miss Morgan McSweeney? Because in the search so far we have conducted into the occurrences on the news sites of McSweeney, the outlets that have featured have not included the Guardian. The outlets that have featured have included the Daily Telegraph, which has followed the daily piece, the Sunday Times piece published on the Times website as well. We haven't spotted the Daily Mail yet either, but we shall do the repeat research shortly. This is a live broadcast, Khoodeelaar television channel, being broadcast on the internet under the banner of baby angel Geronimo. So when the media asked Keir Starmer during 2021 what his opinion was about the campaign for baby angel Geronimo, what did he say? He supported the attacks by DEFRA on baby angel Geronimo, the plot to attack the baby angel Geronimo. So we're going to search again to see if the lying guardian is acknowledging. Can't find any sign in the Guardian. No sign in the Guardian. Netanyahu is bombing Gaza and Palestinians. Under bombardment, Gaza medics fight to save patients with no power, water, or food. Control of Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza is a key Israeli military and political aim. Genocide, Holocaust, massacre of the Palestinians by Netanyahu. So the Palestinian Hind Kudari writes, I joined Gaza's trail of tears and displacement after weeks of reporting on Israel's war from Gaza City. I was one of thousands of Palestinians who fled south on Friday. So, where is the body of that article? The body of that article is reading, it was Thursday night when he started to negotiate. Do we need to evacuate to the south or not? The F 16s, the airplanes, the bombers, did not leave the sky. The bombing did not stop. The live ammunition was very close. The sky was foggy. Gas bombs and the white phosphorus filled the sky. It was hard for us even to breathe. It was hard for us to even breathe. Our job is to document the war, to let the world know what is happening. How could we leave? For hours we asked the question. I had a headache from overthinking. What if they kill us? What if they arrest us? One guy asked. I'm not leaving. I prefer dying here, another said. We should leave. We have kids and families. We did everything we can. We reported everything. Gaza, tears, displacement, tears and displacement, a trail of tears and displacement. I can't describe the sadness. We escaped from being killed or injured, but I did not want to leave and did not want to leave the city. As we walked closer to where the cars were stationed, people started distributing water to us. They told us we were welcome and that their homes were open to us. We were so tired, I could not feel my shoulders or my legs. Everyone was happy we evacuated. Everyone was hugging us. We had safely made it. But I did not feel the same. A piece of my heart was left in the city, and I may never be able to go back to get it. It's impossible for me to imagine I abandoned my father's house, left it alone. He built that home with his blood. And when he died in 2012, it stayed with us, with the family. Our house in my family is something so precious to us. We do not know if our house is still standing or not, but we know that we are not in it. So there's one Palestinian written in the website, The Intercept. Her name is Hind Kudari, Khoudary, and it's November 12th, 5:11 p.m. She writes, I joined Gaza's trail of tears and displacement after weeks of reporting on Israel's war from Gaza City. I was one of thousands of Palestinians who fled south on Friday. Hind Kudari, I wonder what that means. Whether the Hindi is the same as the Sanskrit Hind for India, I have no idea. One month after Afghanistan was hit by three major earthquakes, thousands of people are still living in tents as winter approaches. That word tent, evilness, evilness called suela, evila, cruella. That word Shall end here at 1 hour 14 minutes.